Welcome back, guys. It is Tuesday. That means Tuesday training. And I've got a lot packed into today's training. So we're going to jump right in. So those of you who are jumping on, I'm gonna look at comments, but I'm gonna try and not get distracted because I have a lot to throw in today. So if you are ready, if you are wanting to grow your business, if you are not happy with where your paychecks are, if you are not happy where you are currently with this business, if you are not feeling like you can do it, maybe you're having self-doubt, if you feel like maybe this isn't for you, this video I want you to watch. Okay? So do that for yourself, for you, not for me, not for anybody else, for you, because that's who it's about. It's all about you. And today we're going to focus in directly on how you can promote in Scentsy. Have you ever wanted to promote? Me. Okay. So when we are looking at our business, here's the thing. We have a really cool business. Let's start it that way. We have a really cool business. Do you guys know what we get to do in our business? We get to sell things that smell good. Plain and simple. That is our job description. We sell things that smell good. That's what we do is as Scentsy consultants. Does that sound like a hard thing to do? Maybe it does. For me, for a long time, I thought, and I would tell myself the story of, I am not a salesperson. I am not going to make it in this business because I'm not any good at sales. Not any good. I don't like sales. I don't know how to do sales. All the things. Told myself all the things, all the negative things, right? So what happened? Spoiler alert, I didn't do so great in sales. Why? Because I started believing I couldn't do sales. And it wasn't for me. Now, I have to say that for me, one of the things that brings me a whole heck of a lot of joy, I have some notes written down, so that's why I wanted to make sure that I had those. So I don't like to read. Okay, hold on. Psst, squirrel moment. Okay. Jacqui doesn't do scripts. I don't normally, when I do planning for things that I'm going to talk about or train on, I usually it's literally bullet points because I cannot read from a script. And most times, 9 times out of 10, when I am doing a training, it is not something that I've written down. But there are certain things that I want to touch on. So I had to pull up my notes so I make sure I don't miss them, because otherwise I'll just go on a whole thing. Okay. All right. So that's a little bit behind Jacqui's scene. So I told myself for a long time that I wasn't that person. I wasn't going to be the person who was great at sales. So therefore, I wasn't going to be great at this business. I wasn't going to do much of anything at all. Spoiler alert, I didn't do much for a long time because I told myself that story. And then what happens when you tell yourself a story so long, for so many days, for so many months, for so many years, you believe it. And I will tell you guys, because I'm pretty open with me and who I am, because I am comfortable with who I am. And I think that we all have things that we can relate to, and we all have struggles in our life, right? If you have gone through life without a single struggle, I am so extremely happy for you. But let me tell you, that struggle will come. It will. I went through a really bad marriage and divorce as I was turning 30. I'd been married for right at 10 years, married straight out of high school. It was very, very ugly. And I walked away from that feeling this tall, maybe not even that tall, maybe this tall, right? This tall. I had zero self-esteem. I had zero self-confidence. Because I'd been told I wasn't good enough. I was never going to make it on my own. I was never going to be a good mother. I was never going to be someone that anybody wanted to be with, let alone have a life with, or anything like that, right? And because it had been told to me and told to me and told to me and told to me, that's what I believed. That's what I believed. And it took me a long time to get past that, to realize that's not me. I can do whatever it is that I choose to do. I can be whoever I choose to be. I can do the hard things. And I am worthy of doing all of that and worthy of the life that I want for myself and my family. I will tell you right here and now that you can do affirmation every single day, but it takes a while to get over those negative thoughts and words that you've spoken to yourself or that someone has spoken to you. It takes a lot, and it took me a lot to get past that point. Now, as I sit here today, I can tell you that I am not that Jacqui anymore. I am so far beyond that Jacqui, it is not even funny. Like, if I were me looking at myself now, I wouldn't even recognize the person that I am sitting in front of you today. That is how far off I was. With that being said, I had to learn the hard way because I didn't have a strong foundation of people around me to help me with that. So I had to figure it out on my own, and that took a long while. I joined Scentsy. I was still raw from the nasty, ugly divorce and the mental and emotional sabotage that I had gone through, that I didn't feel like I was worthy of anything in this business. Yes, I joined Scentsy, yay, but I didn't really believe I could do anything with it. I didn't really believe that I'd do anything past certified, to be completely honest. After I had certified, I had some people join my team. I did not actively go sponsoring. Why? Because I didn't think that was me. That wasn't my journey. That wasn't for me. That's not anything that I'm thinking about. I'm not a leader. I'm not going to be that person. That was the story I told myself, right? And so that's what I believed. Wholeheartedly believed. I had to rewire my thinking. I had to retrain the way that I spoke to myself, the way that I looked in the mirror. I didn't like the way that I looked. Then I had gotten pregnant and I was still trying to get rid of baby weight. Let me just tell you right now, she is going to be 13 at Christmas. I'm still working off some of that baby weight. Okay. Not some, a good portion. Okay. Okay. But that's all right. Why? Because I'm okay with me. Now, could I stand to lose some weight? Of course. Let's be real. But Jacqui likes food. It's okay though. It's okay. And I tell myself those things, and when I tell myself those things, I laugh when I say those things now because I'm like, I'm saying it just to be jokingly funny because I honestly don't believe those things. I don't believe those things. I am going to tell you the secret of how to get past every struggle that you're coming upon. And the way to do that is to truly change your mindset. and I know it's a cliched phrase, and I wish that there was another word for mindset, because I honestly feel like it's almost like the word party now, right? Like, it's so cliche when I say party, but sometimes there's just like no better word in the dictionary that I can at least think of. Maybe I will, I don't know. Hopefully I will, and I'll figure out a better way to explain it. But here's the thing: we feed ourselves what we believe. We feed ourselves what we believe. So if you are sitting there, or have told yourself, I'm not going to be like her or him, I'm not going to be successful, I'm not going to be a director, I don't have what it takes. The more you tell yourself that, the more you are going to believe it, and the more, honestly, you're just going to talk your way right out of this business. I have seen it countless times over the 10 plus years that I have been a consultant. Countless times. And I have seen people leave the business. I've seen people come back to the business. But when they come back, or when they plug back in, the very first thing that has to change is what they are telling themselves. So I want you to take a really hard look at what you are telling yourself today about this business, about what you want, about what your goals are, about what your dreams are, about what you want this business to do for you. You have to believe it. And you have to also accept the fact that failure is going to happen. And it's going to happen a lot. Do you know why it's going to happen a lot? Not because this is hard, not because it's complicated, not because we don't have time, not because we don't know how to do all the things, not because we don't make all the pretty graphics, not because we don't make the prettiest happy mail. That's not why you're going to fail. You are going to fail because you are going to try and work your business. In fact, you know what? Let me back up. Because I want to take the word try right out of it. Because that actually struck a chord with me just now when I just said that. Here's the thing. I watched the all consultant training call this morning, and it was absolutely fantastic. And it was just perfect timing for where I am in my journey right now in my business. It completely fired me up. And that's why I'm coming to you today with this, because I had a whole different training topic actually that I was going to do today. So lucky you. All right. It all got changed up, but we're not going to try. And where is it? Because I know I wrote it down. Okay. It was Carol Bishop House who said, you have to stop saying try, because when you say the word try, it gives you a way out. Oh, that one hit hard like a dart, right in the dartboard. Hit hard. When I heard that, I was like, oh my God, I'm writing it down, like writing it down. Try gives you a way out. Oh my gosh, she was so straight on the money with that. Because here's the thing. Do you know how many times I personally have said it? I don't even know how many, lots. Let's just say lots to the 100th power. I don't even know. Many, many times. But I also hear it when I'm having conversations and coaching calls or mentor calls or doing other trainings or answering questions or people who reach out to me on YouTube or on Instagram, what have you, right? I'm trying, but nothing's working. I'm trying this, I'm trying that, I'm blah, 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 blah. that's giving you that excuse or that wiggle room to get out of it. So we're going to change our mindset, and we're now going to say, I'm going to fail because I'm going to work hard. And success doesn't come easy, right? If success came easy, every single one of us would be sitting here right now listening to me talk as a superstar director with a group of thousands of people. Because success is easy. It's not easy. We're going to fail, and we're going to fail a lot, and we're going to fail, 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 and we're going to fail. We're going to fail, and failure is a good thing, and I want you to change the way that you're thinking about failing, because when you fail, that is proof that you are working, that you are making changes, that you are working on progress. You've tried something new, that you are working a new angle into your business, right? That you are, instead of doing things the same way that you've been doing things, you're going to do things this way, and you're going to see how it goes. And if you fail, you fail. But when you fail, you're going to be able to sit there, and you're going to be able to have that conversation when you fail and say, okay, self, what did I learn from this? I learned that the way that I've been doing Facebook parties isn't working for me anymore. I failed. The last 2 Facebook parties that I have had have failed. I've been doing Facebook parties for a long time, y'all, but I failed. Now, I could sit back and I could live in that, and I could soak in it, and I could say, oh, I'm not any good at Facebook parties, so I'm just not going to do them anymore, and I'm just not. So, I don't know. That was the old Jacqui. That was me when I started this business. That is not me today. Me today is sitting here telling you, yeah, I failed. And I just figured out how to break away and realize that I need to do something different. That's what I learned. And I'm happy that I failed, because now I know I have to change it up. Now, do I have an exact plan yet? Not yet. But I will. Do you know why? Because I'm worthy of all the success that I know that I can have with this business. I don't know about other companies, and I don't know how they work, so please don't ask me. I really don't. But with this business, what I can tell you is that every single person decides their own destination. This was a really hard one for me to learn, y'all. Really, really hard. Remember, I came from this tiny little shell of a human. And every single day I had to tell myself, I'm doing this because I want to have a better life. I'm doing this because my husband and I want to build a future. I'm doing this because I want to be able to give more to my children. I'm doing this because I want us to live the life to where we're not stressed every flipping week about money or how we're going to get this paid off. And now that credit card, we went over, and now we've maxed that credit card out. What are we going to do now? I ain't living there anymore, y'all. I'm not doing it. And I have made that decision. So I need you guys to sit down and think about, what do you want? Utterly, truly, what do you want? And I want you to think of real things. I don't want you to think of it in line of a promotion. I want a promotion, or I want to have a paycheck of $1,000. Okay. Yes, that's a great goal, but it needs to be deeper than just a dollar amount, because that dollar amount will come and go, right? That dollar amount will come and go. Maybe you've had a really great paycheck. Maybe you had one that was amazing, right? The thing is that we determine where we are going to land. Everything that we do or don't do is what is getting us to that landing point. What has gotten me to a star director? Consistency. Pouring into myself every damn week. Showing up for my business. Focusing on building my team members. Finding new ways to do things when I have failed. Those are the things that have gotten me to where I am today. This is not my final landing point. I am not making the paycheck that I want to make. So who has the power to change that? I do. Who has the mindset to change that? I do. And your mindset is what is going to drive you and be your vehicle to get there. Most of you probably know I am not a morning person. Not a morning person. Totally not. I'm not that person that wakes up early. I used to be, because when I had my 9-to-5 job, I had to be there at 6 a.m., right? So I used to be that morning person, and then I'd go to bed early, right? That was me. Or sometimes stay up way too late and then only get like 4 hours of sleep. And it was a ridiculous cycle and completely insanity. It was just insanity. Because I thought that was what I had to do, right? To be successful. That's not what you have to do to be successful, by the way. Not. But what you do have to do is you do have to figure out ways that you can become better and that you can improve. Now, this past week, I have started something I never thought I would do. And I started reading this book, 75 Hard. It is by Andy Frisella. You can find him on Instagram. You can find him on all the places, but just look up 75 Hard. I'm sure you'll see it. If you haven't heard of it, you'll see it. I am not, okay, again. I am not that interested in fitness. And so I thought that this book was all about that. Like, that's what I thought 75 Hard was. 75 Hard is literally how to change your mindset. And yes, it does include eating better, making different decisions, right? Choosing better ways, right? Here I am drinking my water every single day. I'm drinking a gallon of water a day. And trust me, that has been the hardest part. I ain't gonna lie. It has been the water, okay? But I have to challenge myself. In order to promote, in order to get to where you want to land, you are gonna have to challenge yourself. So I made the choice. I made a conscious choice, an intentional choice to say, Jacqui, you have to challenge yourself. So I've started getting up earlier. Not crack of dawn early. Don't get me wrong. But I'm getting up earlier. And do you know what I've found just this past week of doing this 75 Hard challenge? I actually have more energy. Now, if you had asked me before I started this, I would have been like, I'm going to want to sleep all day, right? Like, there's no way. But here's the thing. I'm finding that I have more energy. I'm finding that I'm becoming more focused on the things that I want to change. And the reason behind that is because of the way that I'm talking to myself, the way that I am now intentionally moving myself forward. This is how you're going to promote in Scentsy. Like I said, it's not all about promotions and all the things. It's about where do you want to land? What does that landing point look like for you? For me, it looks like not having to worry about that credit card debt. It actually means cutting up the credit cards again. I've done this before, y'all. I am experienced at this now, right? I am in my 40s, and yes, I've done this before. I know I can do it again. It takes a hell of a lot of work and a hell of a lot of willpower and a hell of a lot of intention and dedication. But it's doable. The same way a promotion in your Scentsy business is also doable. Why? Because we see people all the time who are SSDs. We see people who are having those paychecks that we wish we could have, right? Has anybody else ever wished for a $10,000 paycheck? If y'all ain't holding your hands up in the air, well, then you don't even need to listen to the rest of this call, because this ain't for you. But here's the thing. While it's not necessarily about the money, it is a factor in it, right? Because for me, my landing spot looks like being out of debt, living in the home that my husband and I absolutely have envisioned for the last 5 years. Like, we have it all planned out, y'all. All planned out. And I can see it in my head now, and that's the changing point. I have become to visualize that. I have become to start to visualize how it's going to feel to not have that debt, to not worry about, is it payday yet? How many days until payday? I don't even know. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? Right? I'm not there anymore. And so that means I'm going to have to make changes. With changes are going to come failure. Now, if you are also someone who is prone to excuses, been there. I could probably write a book with all the excuses that I've told myself over my 40 plus years. Okay? I've made a lot of them. A lot of them. Rachel Pence is an SSD, and I was listening to a training that she did I think it was just last week. Or anyway, I watched it last week. It wasn't from that long ago. But one of the things that she said stuck out to me, and stuck out to me so much that I wrote two things. I wrote two things down from that training that I was like, this. And this has been, that's why it's on a Post-it note. It's literally been on my computer screen ever since last week when I watched it, because I was like, oh, again, that dart on the dartboard, hit it, flipping right dead center. And she said, your excuses can't be your why. She threw that dart, okay? Your excuses cannot be your why. So if your excuse is, I don't have enough time, is your why, I want to have time, I want to have more time to travel, or I want to have more time to, maybe not have that 9-to-5 job or whatever, right? Then it can't be your excuse that you don't have time. Is your why so your family, you can be there with your kids and raise your kids and not have to have that 9-to-5, or maybe you want the 9-to-5 too, right? And have this, but maybe it's going to free up time for you and your kids to maybe go on those vacations, to have the great Christmas, or to give them a great birthday that they'll never forget, or whatever it might be, right? Then your excuse cannot be, I can't do it because I've got kids. They've got stuff, and that can't be your excuse. If your why is, I want to buy a house, I want to buy a car, I want to fill in the blank, then it can't be, your excuse cannot be, well, I can't sponsor anybody because I can't afford the $10 a month to have my website up. that can't be your why then, because you need to make the ability to pour into your business. You can go, I don't know, right? But if you do your sales and are working your business every month, then I guarantee you can save $10. Well, it's going to be changing to 15, okay? But 50, I can save $15 out of my Scentsy paycheck, and that will just pay for my PWS, so that way I can build my team. Because here's the deal, folks. If you don't think that you can promote in this business and not be a leader and not be a team and not show up, then you're in the wrong room. I'm sorry. Because I will tell you right here and now, and every SSD can agree with me on this, that in order to have those 10,000, 5,000, however many $1,000 paychecks that you are wanting, then you're going to have to invest in your business. And the way that people are going to be able to invest in your business is to join your team. Your team is what is going to help propel you to those promotions, to those paychecks. Let me just give you a little visual aid, shall I? You can look in any catalog that you have. I don't care if it's last season. I don't care if it's the brand new catalog. I don't care if you go to your own workstation. Look at that compensation plan, y'all. One thing that you can notice on this compensation plan is, okay, let's start out over here with Essential Consultants. Do you see under Essential Consultants how many boxes are filled in? Only 2, right? Do you see over here where it says Superstar Director? Look at how many boxes are filled in. Do you know why that is? That is because the way that our commission plan is structured is built on the concept of creating a team, sponsoring people, and then teaching them how to do the same. It's right there in the compensation plan. Your excuses could not be your why. So change your thinking. Change the way that you're saying things. Change the way that you're talking to yourself. Change the way that you're writing your goals. If you can look down at your goals, and if you're like me, and I hope that you are, or if not, I want this to be you. Every single month, you are going to set a goal for yourself for that month. And it needs to be surrounding your PRV. It needs to be surrounding your sponsoring. And it needs to be training and retention. Your 3 main goals every single month need to encompass all 3 of those things, because it's those 3 things that you do consistently every single month that are going to get you to that promotion. And it's not a matter of if I will promote, it's a matter of when you will promote. And are there going to be challenges? Yes. Hell yes, they are. There are. But you know that you can get past challenges. You know you can do hard things. You know that you are worthy of that landing place that you're envisioning, where you want to be. And I want you to really visualize it, because there is a power in that visualization. That's why people will do dream boards. I like to do mine digitally, simply because I don't buy magazines anymore. So like back in the day, like when I was a teenager, I was creating dream boards, but they weren't really dream boards, all right? They were dreamy boards, right? Because they were, I'd cut out a picture of Johnny Depp out of Teen Beat or whatever it was, right? And I'd make my little collage on my poster board and hang it in my room, and it was so awesome. I spent so much time on those. Now, those were dreamy boards. I'm talking about dream boards or vision boards, right? Now, some of you may have these in physical form. Maybe you have a dry erase board or a chalkboard or something up. Put something up in your house, okay? If you're not creative, I don't want to hear the thing of, I'm not creative, I can't do all those things. No, I ain't taking it anymore. So go to the Wally World, go to Target, go to the dollar store. I don't care where you got to go. School supplies are on sale right now, y'all. Go find yourself a chalkboard or a dry erase board and put it up. Hang, if it's one that's magnetic, get a smaller one, put it on the fridge. And I want you to write down your goals, or I want you to write down your landing place. What does your landing place look like? Is it buying a home? Is it going on that Disney vacation that you would die to be able to do for your family? Is it buying a new car? Is it being able to quit the 9 to 5? What is it? Write it down. And then put it up so you will look at it, so you will see it. The fridge in my house is one of the places that I know every single person will go at some point or another. So, the fridge for me tends to be where I put things like that. It also happens to be on my computer screen because, well, on the edges of my computer screen, right? Because I'm here, I'm working. So I see it. The point is seeing it, okay? Another thing that I took away from that training with Rachel Pence was she asked the question of, who do you surround yourself with? And I know that you have all probably heard, you know, you are the sum of the people you surround yourself with, but here's what she said when she said it, and she said it again through that dart. Each time I changed my circle, I elevated. Each time she changed her circle, she elevated. Your circle of the people that you surround yourself is going to play a gigantic part in what you were doing. And I'm not just talking about Scentsy people, okay? I'm talking about your real life circle. Maybe that's your spouse. Maybe it's the kids. Maybe it's your best friend that you've had since 5th grade. I don't know what, right? Who are the people that you surround yourself with? If they're not believing that you can work your business, or if they're not believing in you that you'll be successful, if they're not supportive of what you're doing, if they are saying, why are you spending so much time doing that Scentsy stuff? Why don't you just do this? You know what? Cut out those people of your immediate circle. I'm not saying break up lifelong friendships. Don't leave your spouse, right? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that can't be your circle of influence anymore. Your circle of influence needs to be people who are going to support you and your vision and the things that you are working towards. So if they don't support you, push them outside of the circle. I want you to literally envision a circle, like a hula hoop, right, around you. Who is in and who is out. Doesn't mean they can't be your friend any longer. It just means that they are no longer going to influence the things and the decisions and the way that you think about yourself and the things that you are capable of. Push them out of the damn hula hoop. You are going to find, and you've heard me say it, there are 1,001 different ways to work this business. I don't care how you work the business, okay? That's semantics, okay? Everybody can work this business in a completely different way, and what works for you is what works for you, right? You're going to learn that because you're going to keep doing things and keep changing things, because when you fail, you're going to learn those lessons, right? Okay, we went over that. But you have to do what's more authentic to yourself. Not because the Rachel Pences of the world are doing it, or, you know, whoever is out there doing it, right? And that works for them. So, I need to learn how to do that because obviously they're successful because that's what they're doing and that's the program they use, or they're so good at Canva, so I have to really get good at Canva. That way I'll be able to do better in my business. It's all bullshit. It's bullshit. Because you have to figure out what's working for you. And once you figure out what's working for you, that's what you have to lean into. So I don't care how you do it. You have to figure that out. I can give suggestions, I can inspire, I can give ideas, but you got to take it and you got to run with it. And if you fail, then that's when you know, right? Nope, that wasn't for me, right? I got to change things. I got to pivot. I got to do it a different way. And so you're going to try. We're not saying try anymore. So you're going to do it a different way. Okay? At the end of the day, this is your journey. It's not mine. It's not your best friend's. It's not your spouse's. It's not your team. It's not anybody's but yours. You are the one in control of it. At the end of the day, you are the one in control. So if you have those people who are not filling your soul, who are not bringing you joy, then again, kick them out of the hula hoop, okay? And you have to get at another training I watched Sunday, I don't know. Days all run together anymore. Anybody else feel that way? All runs together for me. Okay. Oh, it was in the refocus, the RRR group. Oh, refocus, reimagine, refresh, refocus, reimagine. That one. Okay. Jennifer Anderson did a fantastic training in there. So if you are in that group, if you're not, I will link it here in the group. But in that group, you can go back because we've been doing all month long. I did it on the last Monday, I think was mine when I did mine. But every single day we've had a new person come in and do a training. And Jennifer Anderson actually she did the one right after me. Haha, that's how I remembered. Okay, she did the day after me. Okay. Her training was absolutely fantastic. And she talked about getting, oh, I wrote it down. Hold on. Please hold. Get rock solid on why you're doing this. Rock solid on why you're doing this. Remember, that's your landing place, right? My landing place is getting out of debt, having the dream of the home that my husband and I have literally envisioned and brought to life, okay? Being there with my family, going on vacations, right? Not stressing every week, paycheck to paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. Not doing it anymore. I'm not. No excuses. No excuses. I'm just not doing it anymore. And it's kind of like if any of you have ever I get emotional when I talk about it because my father was an alcoholic for many, many years. He was not a nice alcoholic. It was a result of PTSD. He was a Marine and served in the Vietnam War. He did 4 years in the Vietnam War. And I will tell you, now obviously I didn't know him before because I wasn't born yet, but I will tell you that the trauma that he went through there and after getting back is what drove him to that point. But as a child growing up in that environment, I can tell you it was extremely toxic. But I went through the AA process with my father because it wasn't until I was 22, I believe, I was about 22, somewhere around there, that he finally decided he was no longer going to be that person. My ex-husband had issues with drugs. I lived through all of that. Going through all of those aspects of that left me with a lot of damage. But just like an alcoholic or someone who is addicted or has an addiction, you hear, well, you have to hit rock bottom until you change. I don't really agree with that because of what I have been through and what I have seen, is that it is not until you change or that person changes their mindset to determine that they are no longer going to be that way, or they are no longer going to let fill in the blank control them and dictate how they live their life. Now, that's a very deep, introspective way to think about this, but it's the same concept. You have to decide. And it's not up to me to tell you. You guys know me, right? I will tell you and everybody else all day long, you can do this. But I can't make you do it. I can't make you believe it. I can't make you show up or be consistent, or I can't. Until you decide that that is what you want for your life going forward, you're not going to change. So you have to make that decision. What are you changing? And just like Jennifer Anderson had said in her training, you have to get rock solid on why you're doing the things that you're doing. It may seem mundane and it may seem repetitive. And yeah, it is. Because it's that consistency of doing all of those things that get you to your promotion, that get you to where you want to be. So apply this to whatever you think, because it can go towards a whole lot of different things. And the 75 hard book will also go through that as well. Even if you don't do the challenge, simply reading the book, or there's another great book called Train Your Brain, which is really fantastic. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I've heard amazing things. And from the snippets that I have read from the book, it's already a winner in my eyes. But I do have to read that. It is next on the bookshelf. It's like third down on my books. Trying to get better at reading a little bit each day. I read 10 minutes a day right now. You have to get, as Jennifer Anderson said, rock solid. You have to make the decision on what you're going to do. You have to make the decision on what you are committing yourself to doing. That is how you're going to promote. That's how you're going to get the paychecks that you're wanting. That's how you're going to grow the team that you want. That's how you are going to find your joy in this business. That is how. It's not an app. It's not something that, while I don't want to say train you how to do it, but how I can help you to get there. Yes, by motivating you, by helping to reinforce all of those things, right? I can do that, but I can't decide for you. You have to do that. It is on you. And it's not something that is probably going to happen overnight. It's going to be something that you're going to have to tell yourself and work yourself and get yourself to that point. But trust me, when you get to that point, like I have finally gotten to that point just within this past week. I am so excited what the next 6 months is going to bring for me, for my family, for my business, for all of you, for my customers, for my future team members who I may not even have had a conversation with. Because that's what I've decided is going to happen. And that's what I'm going to work to make happen. And I'm going to intentionally make sure that every single day I am pushing myself farther and closer and closer and closer to where that point is. Because I'm rock solid. Ain't nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Okay, I'm moving. So, there it is. So, call it Jacqui Duran 2.0. I don't care what you call it. Here I am. I am showing up. I am here. I am moving. I am doing the damn thing. And you know why? Because I'm worthy. I'm worth it. My family is worth it. So decide. It's your choice. It's not mine. It's not your sponsor. It's not your director. It's not your best friend. It's not your spouse. It is you. And if you ever want somebody or need somebody in your hula hoop, I'm right here. I will be in your hula hoop all freaking day long. So decide. Come with me. Let's do this. Let's promote. We got this. Talk to y'all later. Bye.